Well, hello, Good Vibe Show fans. Welcome to episode 4 of season 14 of the Good Vibe Show by me, Jerry Haley, part of the Special Chronicles Network. Hope you've all caught the season 14 premiere, folks, and I hope you've also caught up on seasons 1 through 13 of the Good Vibe Show, as well as the recap special and my special, The Road to 2022 USA Games, which talks about my training up to and the results of my training from the 2022 Special Olympics USA Games in Orlando, Florida. So, folks, as you already know, this season is about thinking boldly, thinking loudly, thinking positively. And I sort of accidentally gave you a spoiler in episode 1 about episode 2's subject, which is Redbubble. I think talk about this is that we all actually, as Redbubble artisans, I'm going to say I'm one too, even though I've barely got over 100 sales myself, is that we're thinking boldly, thinking loudly, thinking positively in our designs. And honestly, I'm under, at some points I've been over 100. Some designs were, let's just say, very bold and loudly and positive that eventually they had to be taken down for good reasons, very good reasons. I'm going to say, I'm not going to talk about it much more, but, and honestly, like, yeah, I'm under 90, but I've always tried to come up with new ideas and make them better. And currently I've done something that's called Swimming is Life, which is actually a fun twist on Football is Life, a saying y'all know from a very popular show from a very popular character saying it. And for me to actually use that phrase, because a lot of swimmers do see swimming as life. And that's a kind of idea. Another one I've sort of came up with is my neural distinct spirit animal, which so far I have Bigfoot, Nessie, aka the Loch Ness Monster, and believe it or not, an otter. I'm still probably going to come up with a few more of those because I think those designs may end up working out well. But I do venture a little bit in our creative designs in there too. I think a lot of Redbubble artisans, as well as myself, always are thinking boldly, thinking loudly, and thinking positively with our art styles. And I think the meaning behind those is I think it means multiple different meanings. And for me, my choice is to actually sort of express myself in various mediums of art, mostly digital art. And it usually does work, it doesn't work. And as I may be hearing some weird noises coming out of me, I do apologize. But that's obviously a weird thing to say when you're thinking boldly, thinking loudly, thinking positively in the show. So yeah, random creativity for you folks and creative criticism of myself. But going back to the Redbubble is that we're always trying to push for a new idea. I think I'm thankful I'm not going for any more powerful ideas, but I think I try to choose ideas that are like unique, special, and kind of like towards me. I think I hope other people like them. I know some people may not always buy them, and hey, I'm appreciative that people do buy things when they do buy them. And mostly surprised that most of my sales are probably in our stickers. So I'm in the sticker business, I can say. I'll take that as a plus, obviously. But thinking as it, we're always, as people in Rebel, we're always trying to think positively, thinking loudly, thinking boldly of what is next to do and try. And I think that's all important to itself. And we look at making things more great and such for the show, for our sponsors, supporters, and everything. And I think it's important to note that, hey, that we are trying to create more fun and creative things for folks. And I think that's the more important thing to appreciate people doing. And I hope those who are supporting Redbubble artisans are appreciating the fact that we are thinking boldly, thinking loudly, and thinking positively in our form of art and charity folks. I hope you all take our opportunity to purchase some things from us, including myself. So I just want to remind you folks that, hey, Redbubble is a very fun way to think boldly, think loudly, and think positively. And I hope you all take the opportunity to do so. So, folks, here's our great sponsor. The wrap up today's episode. Here's our sponsor from our great sponsor, the Special Chronicles Art. The Good Vibe Show is proudly featured on the Special Chronicles Art. Visit specialchronicles.com for links to follow on Instagram, Facebook, and X, formerly Twitter. Be sure to also subscribe to the newsletter and find the podcast page for this podcast, The Good Vibe Show by me, Jerry Holy. If you love The Good Vibe Show, then you love the Art Podcast on the Special Chronicle Network. Visit specialchronicles.com for links to subscribe to our podcasts, newsletter, and to follow us on social media. And to support the podcast on Special Chronicles so we continue our mission of giving respect and place to people with special talents and abilities, visit specialchronicles.com/give to make a gift today, people. And I hope you all have taken the opportunity to actually listen to this episode. I know the meaning behind thinking positive, thinking boldly, thinking loudly, thinking positively is a big thing. And I'm taking a big leap doing this because last season was about positivity. So now we're going in a more bold, loudly, and positive way with this show, hopefully. At least for the season, hope. At least for now. I may keep on trying to do it. So I want to remind you folks to remember to follow the Good Vibes Show on Instagram at Good Vibes by JH. Facebook, facebook.com/Good Vibes by JH. You can also find on YouTube with the same handle, Good Vibes by JH. Just have to switch out YouTube for Facebook. And you can also subscribe to the Good Vibes Show by me, Jerry, on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts from. Folks, I do want to remind you that once again, this episode was about Redbubble. I want to remind you all about my Redbubble shop. So look at my artist name, Jerry M. Holy. I have some fun designs there. There are some Good Vibes Show ones on there. No, mostly just saying Good Vibes at the moment, last time I recall. But I want to thank you all who've tuned into Good Vibes for over the years. It's been a heck of a journey, and it's still a journey going well. So I thank you all again. I hope to see you all next week for episode 3, folks. Until then, think boldly, think loudly, and think positively. Till then, folks, boop, blah, blah. Have a great week, and I'll see you next time. Bye, everyone.